We will be discussing some really important issues tonight. And obviously, as you know, that summer monsoon seasons have struck Pakistan. And since Pakistan is one of the most impacted countries due to global warming and the impacts of global weather change, along with China and other parts of the world. So now we will be discussing that what factors impact Pakistan's issues with regards to global warming and how is it actually drastically changing the weathers in our region. We will also be talking about the situation between Congo and Rwanda, which was a conflict that spanned over decades, and it was now resolved by the American President Donald Trump, who seems very steadfast in terms of addressing the world's issues with regards to wars in the world. But we certainly hope that he really addresses the biggest war that is happening in the world. In fact, it's not a war. In fact, it's a genocide between Palestine and Israel, where Israel is unleashing whatever it has on the innocent people of Palestine. We will also discuss the situation that is happening in Gaza. We will further actually discuss what is happening between the United States and Canada. Without wasting any time, let's get to the story where we will be talking about global warming, because global warming and climate change is now drastically changing the weathers around the globe. Flash floods in countries located at Far East, like China, which is our neighbor, are affected by heavy rains, and intense heat waves are now witnessed in Europe as well. And the temperatures in Europe are also soaring up to 40 degrees Celsius. Let me tell you, I'm in Glasgow at the moment, and a place like Scotland, where even in the peak summers, the temperature used to get to 18 degrees, the temperatures are going to 30. And even in London today, the temperature has been around about 32 degrees Celsius. So this shows that how fastly is global warming and climate change impacting the world, and it is actually now impacting even the coldest places in the world that remain cold even during the summers. And this is a very, very worrying trend. We were talking about China. So flooding in China's southwest has actually driven more than 80,000 people away from their homes. As state media reported, a collapsed bridge forced the dramatic rescue of a truck driver left dangling over the edge. And when we talk about China, it is actually enduring a summer of extreme weather, which is very, very unfortunate, because there are heat waves which are scorching wide swaths of the country, while there are flash floods as well as a result of the rainstorms that have pummeled other regions. I've told you about Pakistan as well. So earlier, the National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA) has issued a countrywide alert warning of heavy monsoon rains and possible flooding in several regions of Pakistan over the next few days. So the NEOC, which actually talks about the impact-based weather alerts, it has actually issued multiple impact-based weather alerts in view of the expected widespread rain, wind, thunderstorms, accompanied by isolated heavy falls across various regions of Pakistan from the 29th of June to the 5th of July. So viewers, these actually the fresh weather advisory issued by the National Emergencies Operations Center (NEOC) of the NDMA urged precautionary measures against potential flash floods, and especially in mountains, because they can cause a lot of devastation, as we saw during the last few days, and urban flooding in major cities during this period, advising authorities to remain vigilant and public to follow the official guidance. It is very important, it is imperative that the public actually takes precaution measures as well, because unfortunately earlier during the subsequent week, at least 20 people have been killed across KP amid heavy rainfall and landslides, according to a report by the Provincial Disaster Management Authority (PDMA), and it includes the very, very unfortunate incident that happened in Swat, where more than 15 people were actually swept away by the flash floods. And even in Punjab, as many as 15 people have lost their lives since Wednesday. And the Provincial Management Disaster Authority said earlier there were around about 8 fatalities were recorded, which included children, when walls actually collapsed during the heavy rainfall. So this all is happening due to climate change, and scientists say that it is exacerbated by green gas emissions, and is actually a very, very big crisis for the world, and it is actually making this climate change even more intense. So this issue of climate change is a very worrying sign, and scientists and experts say that this can cause devastation more than the devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the world continues to actually deal with the devastation caused by that pandemic. So this issue can be the world's Achilles heel, and we must really, really work together, and especially the developed countries which have high carbon emissions, they must work together, because Pakistan is one of those countries who don't even contribute to the world's 1% of carbon emissions, yet we are one of the highest impacted country by global warming and climate change.
सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल दबाएं ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।